So, Republicans have continued to make claims that the election was stolen from Joe Biden. Very often the claims contradict. They were too far to see whether the votes were valid in Pennsylvania, but they were close enough to see that there was fraud happening at the signature level in Pennsylvania. Well, hold on. If you were too far, how did you see that? Doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is they're making all sorts of claims. The Washington Post is now reporting that a Pennsylvania postal worker whose claims have been cited by top Republican officials as a whistleblower exposing widespread irregularities has admitted to U.S. Postal Service investigators that he fabricated the allegations. This is according to three officials briefed on the investigation and a statement from a House Congressional Committee as reported by the Washington Post. This guy's name is Richard Hopkins. He claimed that a postmaster in Pennsylvania told postal workers start backdating ballots in order to get them to count even though they shouldn't. But according to the House Oversight Committee, Hopkins, who is 32 years old, told investigators on Monday that he made it up. And he reportedly signed an affidavit recanting his claims. The House Oversight Committee tweeting, quote, breaking news, Erie, Pennsylvania USPS whistleblower completely recanted his allegations of a supervisor tampering with mail-in ballots after being questioned by investigators, according to the inspector general. IG investigators informed committee staff that they interviewed Hopkins, that Hopkins recanted his allegations and did not explain why he signed a false affidavit. Case closed, right? Maybe not so fast, because then in a YouTube video, the same gentleman, I'm assuming he's a gentleman, Hopkins, posted a video saying, I did not recant. So he recanted a recanting or denied the recanting. Remember that a lot of this is tied into Project Veritas and James O'Keefe, who have been hailing Hopkins as an American hero. They created a GoFundMe page for Hopkins, which raised more than $100,000, although the fundraising page was subsequently removed by GoFundMe. And at this point, we don't really know. Did this guy recant? Did he recant and recant his recantation? Was the recantation falsely reported? We don't really know. But what it seems like is another Project Veritas scam falling apart under the lightest investigation, just like others have. Number one, I don't know how anyone still believes anything that Project Veritas points out or claims or puts out. And number two, what is the truth of this story? At this point, again, the primary question remains. You have to zoom out. And the primary question is, do we have hard evidence of specific illegal or fraudulent votes at this time that would suggest any state went the wrong way? And the answer is no. There was a very interesting Twitter thread put out by former FBI agent Asha Rangappa, also, I believe, a CNN contributor. And she pointed out that based on the counties and the ballots being contested in Pennsylvania, even if every single ballot in question was fraudulently for Biden instead of Trump, it is still not enough votes to overturn the spread in Pennsylvania right now. So we have to just remain calm, continue to ask the questions. Is there actually evidence of specific fraudulent or illegal votes? And has any court found the evidence compelling? And that's a big piece of what we're going to be talking about in the last segment today. The idea of courts not being given a chance to have a say. We'll get to that. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I want to talk about Mike Pompeo next. When you see me sitting here at the microphone, oftentimes I'm wearing a shirt by a company called Teddy Stratford. And I love these shirts so much that I asked Teddy Stratford to be a sponsor of the show. And here's why I like their shirts so much. With other slim fit button-up shirts, you often get this weird looking gap between the buttons where it looks kind of stretched out. But Teddy Stratford actually has a patented zipper that's hidden underneath the buttons, which secures the shirt against your chest so it doesn't look stretched. And most importantly, it just provides a nicer looking fit overall. And the entire shirt is specially designed to really improve the way your upper body looks when you're wearing it. It also has a special type of collar that prevents it from drooping down and spreading open, which is another really great thing about these shirts. All of these things really do a lot to make a big difference when you're looking at a shirt. And that's why I like to wear Teddy Stratford shirts on the show. Go check them out at davidpakman.com/Teddy. The link is down below and they'll give you 15% off your first order if you use the coupon code Pakman at checkout.